welcome back. It's been a while again. I think I found out what I am gonna do for the next little while going forward. I'm at this point where I'm just like trying to find things I enjoy doing. So I'm going to start this episode with my first director ranking. So I just watched all 10 of Quentin Tarantino's movies, and I ranked them as I was watching them. So this is my definitive, probably gonna stay this way ranking, because a lot of these, there's only a couple that I had never seen. We'll get to those in a minute. There was 2 of his movies that I've never seen. He's only ever directed 10. And the other ones I've seen so many times over the years. And I've always considered him my favorite movie director. But up until the last couple of years, when I've been deeper diving into older films, he's dropped a little bit. He's no longer my favorite director of all time, even though he is still he's top 5 for me, and that'll never change because I love his style of directing. It's not for everybody. Those who appreciate him know why you appreciate him. It's his dialogue writing is insanity. But he does take a lot from older films and genre films and stuff like that, and he puts his own take on it. And in my opinion, he delivers some of the best versions those genres have ever seen. So it's really hard. It's a hard director. But yeah, I'm gonna do directors. To this one, I'm gonna do on Quentin, and then my next, I have a few lined up, and I'm also ranking directors based on my complete collections of them. So I'm only going to be doing directors that I actually have completed. I have a copy of everything they own. When I say completed, that's what I mean, that I actually own everything by that director. Because that's what I've always kept my channel as, is just physical media. So without further ado, let me give you my number 10. This came out on 4K yesterday. At number 10, I have Jackie Brown. This is a brand new release, and I'll start out by saying that I'll give a quick little review on the 4K. It looks freaking beautiful. It comes with the Blu-ray too. No digitals here. It looks and sounds perfect. I couldn't ask for anything better. This is one of the ones I had never seen before. And if I have seen it, it was too long ago and I didn't remember anything from it. So this was basically a first time watch. And it didn't impress me. Although I think the acting is obviously top notch. That's what you get with every single movie here. The acting is all as good as it can get. This one just didn't feel like it packed any punches, where it was a decent story. Samuel Jackson, I'll give a little bit of story on it. Samuel Jackson's pretty sort of the lead, even though it's called Jackie Brown. She is the lead, but Samuel Jackson's the main focused character for the first over half the movie, and he's just a gangster sort of. And what do I give away? Robert De Niro is in this, and I found it very funny because he just lives in Samuel Jackson's apartment for the first 3/4 of the movie, and he's always just sitting around the apartment with almost no dialogue. So it just it's really funny to me. I kept laughing in my head because I'm thinking, you hire Robert De Niro, he's the most prestigious person in this movie at this time when this came out, which was 97. he would be the most prestigious actor in this movie, and he has the least dialogue, which I just found that kind of comical. Most of the movie he's just sitting around on the couch getting stoned with Bridget Fonda. Yeah, he's just a gangster. I'll give you a quick sum up. When I say a quick sum up, it's very hard to do that with Quentin Tarantino because he usually has multiple storylines that all kind of intertwine together. Like, that's what every movie he does is like that. It's his style. So it's hard to give a quick sum up, but like Jackie Brown's a flight attendant. She is supposed to bring Samuel L. Jackson's money that he has stored across the border for him. Plots between all kinds of characters. Michael Keaton as a cop. Chris Tucker has a small role in this. But all kinds of other plots are happening basically just to try to get Samuel L. Jackson's money. Let's just keep it that simple. There's way more to it than that, but I'll keep it that simple on storyline. Music, awesome. This is his take on like 70s blaxploitation films. Pam Grier is like the leader of blaxploitation films in the 70s, like Foxy Brown and Coffee, and just like so many. It's kind of nuts. So it just makes sense. So all the music is just that style of music. If you know it, you know it. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard because I'm not gonna give away endings and stuff, but I just found this one too boring. Like, it's hard. It's hard for me because I love Quentin so much and his style, and I understand that all of his movies can be considered boring to a lot of people, but this one just didn't have any like punches that it packed. It didn't like pack any punches where it hits you with something that's so memorable that it like becomes part of pop culture. It's like some movies coming up on this list. So I ended up giving this a 2.5 out of 5. But this is my number 10, and we're already at 2.5. So it goes to show how great of a director he is. His worst movie is still a 2.5 for me. And there's still a lot to love here. And I have to start by saying that this is just my personal opinion. When I rank these movies and I do my movie rankings, or for going forward, all my director rankings I'm going to be doing, it's just how much I enjoy it. It isn't what I think is the best made, most well-produced movie. It's literally like how much I enjoy the movie. That's what I'm basing this ranking on. What kind of do I need to go through for special features and stuff? Like, obviously pick up these 4Ks because they're freaking awesome. There'll be a couple more coming up here. It has like all just packed with special features. Interviews with Quentin Tarantino. Making of, sit downs with like all the actors, interviews, all kinds of shit, deleted scenes, alternate scenes, tons of special features on these. So yeah, at number 10 I got Jackie Brown. Next up here in number sorry, I'm just getting over flu. In number 9th place, I have The Hateful Eight. This is his take on Western, sort of. This is the weirdest one to me because it feels the least Quentin Tarantino, I think, of all his movies. This is the one where you can tell it's him as a director, but it's the one you can tell it's him the least out of all his movies. That's one thing about him. As soon as you turn a movie on, you know that you're watching a Quentin movie. I do, at least. and even if you didn't know, you would feel it. But this one, it's just a bunch of people that get to a like a bar cabin, and it there's a couple plot twists and who's scamming who kind of storyline going on, but I just found it the least. I don't know. I shouldn't say least. I have it one spot ahead, Jackie Brown, but honestly, I gave this one a 3. So it's not much better than Jackie Brown to me. Like it's pretty close to the same. I don't really care. I'm not that interested in the story. I guess I can say that as a negative. Like I like all his movies. Absolutely love my top, well, pretty much all the rest of them. But these two, for some reason, just feel like less thought went into them, I guess. I don't know. Really hard to dissect these movies. Like I said, I'm just basing this opinion on my own personal opinion of how much I enjoy them. So if you like, each person would have a different ranking of these. Because if you like this setting and style and everything, and time, place that it takes place in, then you would like this one more than some of the other ones that touch on different genres. Like, so it's really, he's a director that's really just person to person. But yeah, Hateful Eight. Number 9. I'm just gonna go through these a little quicker. This is just the Blu-ray. I don't have the 4K of this. I don't even know if it came out on 4K. It's just a scuffed up old Blu-ray. If it gets the 4K, I'll grab it. Next up, this one's going to be a bit controversial because I see some people that put this like at their number 1. It's his very first movie, and this is Reservoir Dogs. This is where it bumps up to a 4 from me. So we're already at 4, and we're at his number 8. Phenomenal cast here. This is one of the ones I watched for the first time, and maybe that's why it's not as high for me, because I could feel that it was his first movie. I really like the story. Here's another thing. This is like a gangster film, sort of. A bank robber / gangster film. And that's one of my least favorite genres is gangster films. I still like it. There's still some unreal ones that I absolutely love, but it's just one of my least favorite genres that I just have a lot of deep love for, I guess you could say. But yeah, it comes with the Blu-ray and 4K again. Looks beautiful on 4K. Sounds beautiful. I'm pretty sure this was notoriously a bad-looking Blu-ray as well. So it's nice to see it get an upgrade. Phenomenal casting, awesome acting. There's a sequence with Michael Madsen when he's gonna torture a cop, and he turns on tunes, and that whole section is like must-see shit. So I won't spoil that. Just great stuff from everybody here. At number 8, Reservoir Dogs. I feel like I should talk more deeply about each movie, but I don't think it doesn't feel necessary, because I'm pretty sure anyone that's going to watch a Quentin Tarantino ranking has probably seen them all and have their own opinions anyway. So I don't need to give a in-depth storyline on these. You've probably seen them. If you haven't, check every single one out. Like I said, my least is a 2.5. I'm already at 4 and we're at 8. Next up here, this is his newest movie. This is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood at number 7. This is just a Blu-ray. I don't have the 4K of this one. This is already at a 4.5 at number 7. So this is why I have a contemplate on whether he's my favorite director of all time. Here's the old, is this even valid? I don't know. Here's an old code. I don't know if it's valid or not. I know I've never used it, but I don't remember if I bought this used or not. So You can have that if you want it. If my camera even focuses on it. But yeah, this one is really not for everybody because it's basically just a 70s biography movie. Like it's an alternate universe, but it really is just paying homage to 70s Hollywood, and hence the name Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It touches on Charles Manson and Sharon Tate. Well, it doesn't touch on it. It's one of the main focal points of the movie. What can I say? This one, it's Brad Pitt and Leo are phenomenal in this. Like, top-notch shit here from them. I really, like, this is a 4.5 for me, so I really enjoy every aspect of this. When I'm watching this movie, I'm just sucked right in the whole time. They have a character playing Bruce Lee in this movie for a couple funny moments. There's an intense scene where Brad Pitt's character ends up on Charles Manson's ranch where all the hippies were, and every single one of the hippies are people that are like rising in Hollywood right now. Like, I seen Austin Butler, the girl from that movie that just came out called Honora. I don't really know the actress's name yet, but Honora's a pretty popular movie right now. She's one of them. She's also makes an appearance at the end. That's like one of the best death scenes of all time, probably, in any movie. It has Sydney Sweeney. It has Danielle Harris. It has, the girl that, like, made the show Girls, or Lena Dunham, I think is her name. It has her. It has. Oh, the list is insane. Like, it's just every single person you look at, they're all like up and comers right now in Hollywood. It also has all the stars too show up. But they're like the Manson family. Maya Hawke. Okay, I could keep going, but I'm trying to remember them all by just like their faces. Who's the one that's the head of the house? It's the girl, the child actress, Dakota Fanning. The list is ridiculous. Like, it goes on, but it's a very intense moment when he's on their farm. Like, just because you know the Manson story, right? So you know these people are all screwed. Oh, it also has the girl that's in The Substance, the young girl. And it's just something you have to see. This is a must-see movie. The end sequence changes history a little bit. Well, not a little bit, totally does, but it's sad, but yet fucking awesome how it ends. Like, it's just kind of twists with your mind a little bit. It fucked me up. I'm going to enjoy myself a nice smoke while I do these last ones. Just because I don't really care if my channel goes anywhere. I'm just happy to have a couple people that enjoy my videos, so just gonna enjoy myself. But yeah, at number 7, we got Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, 4.5. Here comes another 4.5. This is Death Proof. His take on car exploitation / the horror film, but it's mostly just like car exploitation films. This is the extended and unrated edition, which is a must-see. I also have the edition where it's both movies on one disc, and it just plays them back to back like a double feature, which is a nice edition to have, but they're not the extended unrated editions that they play. They're the theatrical, and they cut quite a bit out, like 10-15 minutes worth of movie for each one. And some of it is like great scenes that make the movie better. So these are the must-watch versions right here. It's just the Blu-ray comes with that. But yeah, Death Proof is such an intense movie. Kurt Russell is badass, but then not by the end. And I love how they end his character. He's basically a pussy, just a wimp. The girls, that the first half is me. I don't want to ruin it in case you haven't seen this one. Which I like Sam, somebody that will probably watch my video, from Brendan and Sam from Our Life in Horror. I know she probably hasn't seen this, and of all the Quentin movies, this is the one that you must watch, because I think you would like it a lot. It seems like it'd be down your alley. The first half introduces a cast of 5 girls, and then the real cast comes into the movie at a certain point. The real cast of 5 girls. I don't want to spoil how, why, or anything, but the reasoning is freaking pretty badass. So you gotta check it out. And there's lots of sexuality here. It's very, like, there's no sex, but there's just a lot of, like, sexuality and just intensity. Feels like a exploitation film. It's not just about racing cars. There's lots of other stuff to love about the movie as well. So yeah, this is basically my shout out for Sam of this episode. If you have this one, check it out. Brennan will probably watch it with you too, because it's freaking phenomenal. But yeah, 4.5 at number 6, Death Proof. Now, these ones, this is where the rest of my top 5 here are all 5 stars for me. Every single one of them. They're my 5 stars by him. 5 stars, and the rest not much less. So the first one, I just picked this up on Tuesday. This is Kill Bill Volume 2. At number 5. Another packed with bonus features, must-have edition. There's a Steelbook edition as well. Obviously, that one's probably the better edition to get, but I just grabbed the regular. It's cheaper. I already have multiple copies of this. I have Steelbook Blu-rays. I have the double feature, which plays them back to back. I have them both on individual Blu-rays because they're unrated. Now I have the 4K. And this is the definitive, because this looks and sounds phenomenal. If you love martial arts movies, especially 70s classics, this is the movie for you. This is Quentin Tarantino paying homage to all those movies. All the sounds, everything is straight from classic, like, Shaw Brothers movies. A lot of the actors that show up are from 70s martial arts and samurai films, like Sonny Chiba is in this. Chang... Oh, what's his name? Chang Che? Shit, I can't remember his name. Gordon Liu is in this. There's so many people from that era in this, and it was so cool because I've just been, for the last year and a half, been deep diving into Shaw's history. So seeing some of those actors popping up in here was actually, like, made me put a smile on my face. But this is samurai martial arts culture, just to its max. Freaking phenomenal stuff. But Volume 2 is different from Volume 1. This one is less action for me, more storyline, which I still love. But it's more dialogue heavy, more storyline heavy. Whereas my number 4 pick, which is Kill Bill Volume 1, is much more action and martial arts heavy, especially the fucking final act. Absolutely love her fighting the Crazy 88. It's freaking just phenomenal shit. Oh man, I've seen, and here's the thing, I know these aren't everyone's cup of tea, because they're martial arts movies, and it's not a very popular genre. So if you don't like martial arts movies, you probably won't like these, I guess. But to me, it's perfect filmmaking. It's frickin'. It's like taking everything I love from martial arts movies and shoving it into one movie. And I can't believe that Quentin Tarantino does this. Like, he does it so perfectly. Just paying homage to classic genres and showcasing just his knowledge of the history of film and movies he loves and stuff. Like, I can't praise him enough for that. I think it's awesome. But at the same time, there would be some people that think that it's ripping off. Like, it's not your original ideas, because you're taking stuff that you've seen in other movies, putting it in yours, doing it better, you could say. In my opinion, better probably, in a lot of parts. But with that said, it doesn't matter. It's genius filmmaking. The 2 Kill Bills, absolute must grabs on 4K. These things are gorgeous. There's scenery in these that is just freaking awesome. Like, I just love them. And now my top 3. Anyone that's a Quentin fan knows what they are. Don't know the order I have them in, but this is very hard for me. All 3 of these, depending on my mood, could probably swap in and out of each other. To me, these are 3 of the greatest movies of all time. All 3 of them would be in my top 50 movies ever made. And the first one that I ended up putting at 3 is Django Unchained. Just, oh man, the acting here, the storyline, it's got everything. Like, it's heroism. Like, I have tears rolling down my face at the heroics. I have tears running down my face at the awfulness and the brutality. It's just like, it's freaking insane how good this movie is. Blows my mind. And when he busts out the Tupac in the one scene, it's a Western, right? So, and all of a sudden he just goes badass. Django does. Jamie Foxx. And they start playing some Tupac while he's killing fuckers in a really awesome showdown, with pistol showdown happening here. Paying homage to Westerns, and amongst other things, including Django, the original, which I haven't seen. Like, I have it on 4K, and I've seen it, and it's really fucking good too. Franco Nero. They just pay so much homage here. The opening title song, Django, like, I can't sing too much of that because they'll probably get flagged for music licensing, but man, this is a hard movie to rank. It's, if you haven't seen it, it's set during the end of the Civil War, basically, and slavery is still a thing in the South. So there's a lot of white people in this saying the N-word, if that's offensive to you, but it shouldn't be, because they're all pieces of shit. And Jamie Foxx gets his fucking, his ending. So many good performances. Christoph Waltz is fucking awesome. Leonardo DiCaprio is like Oscar worthy. It's great. Just a phenomenal story about a black man living in slavery days. And it's fucking brutal as you can imagine. Just brutal. Gut-wrenching brutal. Like tears rolling down your face brutal at some moments. And then what I considered my number 1 movie for a long time by him is my number 2 now. And that's Pulp Fiction. I don't have the beautiful 4K of this. I really want to get it. But this version is really nice itself. It's done like a booklet. Open her up here. You got your discs inside. this was considered my number one, and to be honest, depending on the day, it could easily bounce back into number one's position. And I've seen this movie really young. I remember being in public school, and this was big then. And just people were quoting it, and the song, "Any of you fucking pigs move, and I'll execute every last one of ya." That thing was really popular when I was young. Samuel L. Jackson is on a different level in this, like legend level. He busts out his legendary status in this movie. John Travolta's amazing. Uma Thurman's awesome. Like, everybody is phenomenal. Bruce Willis is in this, really good character. There's lots of brutality. And because it's a gangster film, and like I said earlier, gangster falls a little bit less for me, but it's still phenomenal shit here. Pulp Fiction is an absolute must-see. If you haven't seen it, you have to see it. It's like movie magic, movie gold. That only leaves one left, and I think this is my favorite, and it's Inglourious Basterds. This is the 4K here. Fuck, man. I think I like this one more because of its it says it has digital, and I don't have it in here. Must have gave it away. I think the genre, I like this genre more. Nazi killing, World War II setting of movie. And I think that's why this one is my number one. I think it's one of the greatest movies of all time. Christoph Waltz again, he's fucking phenomenal in this. Like a different level of phenomenal. He is brutal. The opening scene to this movie is one of the most intense scenes I think ever filmed. It's just so heartbreaking and just intense, and it's mostly because of Christoph Waltz's performance as the Jew hunter. It's freaking brutal. But you got Eli Roth popping up in this as the Bear Jew. Brad Pitt, phenomenal. Like, if you haven't seen it, it's a group of mercenaries that are the Inglourious Basterds, and they're just Nazi killers. And I can't be into this. I'm not going to ruin anything. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's got a storyline with the French woman. It's phenomenal, that storyline, and how it finishes and plays out. It's so intense. So good. All their stories end perfectly. I can't honestly talk about it enough. But that's my Quentin ranking. From least favorite to favorite, everything from here to here is a 5 from me. So 5 stars, and then we got 2 4.5s, a 4, a 3, and a 2.5. So for a director to pull off 5-star movies, it makes it so he has to be considered one of my favorite directors of all time. Obviously, he connects with me, so I have to say that. But I think what puts some other directors above him is quantity. Like, he's only done 10 movies. Some of my others that I'll probably be doing full rankings of and showing off all the additions I have of everything coming up in future episodes. So I won't bring them up. They just have more. And I think that's what puts them above. Like, I don't think there's another director that has 5 5s from me. I don't think so. Like, Spielberg might come close. But I think it's because they have more movies to work with. So it's like, it's hard. It's hard to put someone that's done. It'd be like saying Jordan Peele's my favorite director of all time. It's like, well, let's see him do another 7 movies. And then we'll see if he can keep up doing greatness. Because right now, yeah, he's got 3 masterpieces, but will he be able to deliver another 2 5s? And then a bunch of 4s? Like, I don't know. So it's hard. Really difficult. But with that said, that's my ranking. My first director down. All watched in the last 3 days, 4 days. Over the weekend, so let's say 5 days. Watched all these in 5 days. Mixed in with some other new releases I've watched. Like, just watched Nosferatu. Give a little talk on that one. Loved it. Gave it a 5. Thought that performances were phenomenal. Picture, unreal. I absolutely loved Skarsgård's voice. Just everything in that movie. I loved it. I can't wait to watch it again on 4K. I bought it, the digital edition. Came out yesterday to buy. So I bought it so that I could watch it last night because I didn't get to go to the theater to watch it. So I was like, yeah, I'll drop the $30, buy the digital edition. I can watch it now, and then I'll buy the 4K extended edition when it comes out and give it a watch again. So I can't wait for that. But yeah, that's my ranking of Quentin. I think I have 3. So I only have about 5 or 6 directors actually completed, where I have everything they've ever done. So I have to choose from them. So I'm in the middle of watching movies by all of them right now, trying to finish off everything, because like Spielberg's one of them. I'll say that. I have every movie that Spielberg ever did on either Blu-ray or 4K. So he'll be coming up, but he takes longer because he's got a huge catalog. So yeah, thank you for checking that out, and I will talk to you soon.